Good morning everybody. This is Dr. Vicky at the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's our little owl over here, kind of our homage to Athena. Oops, Charlie's trying to kill me. I didn't know he was behind me. All right. What you doing, Charlie? Okay. Today is Thursday, August 24th. And the moon is now in Sagittarius, moved in around, I think, like 5 o'clock in the morning here on the East Coast of the U.S. I slept in a little, so this is coming out a little later than usual, because I tried to watch the Republican debate, but my mind I felt like I was starting to lose some brain cells, so I thought to myself, well, I'm going to lose some brain cells. It's not going to be over this. And Mars opposite Neptune showed itself, I think. Mercury retrograde on DeSantis' sun, and Mercury on, Mercury retrograde on DeSantis' sun was a little like there was a skip in the record. It's like you expected, I don't know, I expected him to say something else instead of the usual drivel. I mean, something else, but, like a mannequin. Anyway, sorry about that. Shouldn't start the day with political talk, but, and, I expected more from Christie. I thought Christie was going to come all Jersey on him, and he said some reasonable things. He did, but he's a Virgo as well, and Mercury stationing retrograde on the day of Virgo's big thing. He's got Virgo up there in the 10th. He's got Pluto in the 10th house with his sun. This is kind of a power-hungry guy, but he also understands power. So he stepped back a little bit, I think, but we'll see. I didn't watch the whole thing again. I only saw little snippets because that's all I could stand to do. So really, this is just a look at what I saw on TV is what I saw astrologically happening, right? So, but we talked about this on my Tuesday night class. I have an astrology salon. A group of my students get together, and when we talk about, sometimes we talk about what's going on in our lives, and we look at the charts a lot of times with all this stuff going on, and we look at the charts of events, and we look at the charts of candidates and people in the news and stuff like that, right? So I was looking at Nikki Haley's chart because I think we have an accurate birth time on her. And I was like, gee, I think she's going to actually do really good tonight. Like, that was my thought. I can't remember exactly why I thought that. And if she wasn't really the only one that made any kind of sense, say for Christie, I mean, I guess the guy from North Dakota, he was kind of cute, goofy way, like the homespun. And then we get this super slick Ramaswamy guy. I'm like, what the... I didn't look at his chart, but I definitely think I want to, because that guy is, he's dangerous. He's a dangerous guy. Not because, he's just slick, he's just, and attacking and no compassion, and it just was like, end of story. So anyway, I am voting for him. Anyways, I don't have to worry about it, but let's talk about the astrology. I wanted to talk about the politics, because if you're like a watcher of any kind, like, you can see the shift in how the power is starting to sort of fall away from those who had it, right? Like the Republicans in the past, and is sort of forming into this other thing, and that other thing is a force, and that force is up for direction, I think. And so we need to focus our intentions in a way in which we're going to have the highest vibration, the best of humanity, be the people in charge, right? Or be the vibration in charge, I should say, and try to bring people up into that vibration. And today we have Mars making a trine to Pluto, and that's the kind of force I'm talking about. There's really, really powerful energy right now to reform the systems. And that includes your systems in your life. It's not just about political systems and the like, but it's all of us. We're all sort of grasping hold of our own power in a way, right? So, and what's happened, and of course that Pluto is on the Pluto of the United States. So the United States, to a certain extent, is utilizing that energy, right? Has utilized that energy, has been sort of in charge, right? But the United States, I think, is something, is a country of, it is a country of opportunity, but it's a country of hope. It's a country that there's that there's a better tomorrow. Like if the United States isn't that, it's sort of like, and we have been taken over by this greed, like by the devil. I mean, I hate to say it because I sound like one of those crazy Christian folk, but not that all Christians are crazy, but you know who I'm talking about, right? It's the devil. But it's greed. It's not, the devil has nothing to do with your physical body or your sensuality or sexuality. That's sacred. That's beautiful. It's when greed is when you close off your heart to other people in order to amass more than what you need, like beyond the beyond, right? Beyond what you could possibly ever need. It's like a black hole. And that's who our leader was for 4 years. So what is that showing us, right? Now we have Joe, and Joe's like being all folksy. Joe's always kind of been folksy. He's always sort of been, I think, who he needed to be in the moment, right? A little bit of a, he's got that Sagittarius jolliness, right, as an ascendant, but he's got a lot of Scorpio in the 12th house, and so it's hard in a way to see Joe's motivations, but his soul, as opposed to Trump, where it's really easy to see his motivations, right? So, but his soul is a 50/5, which is the 10 of Cups, and I think he truly does. And there are a lot of other people with 50/5 souls. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I think they both, even though like one's are considered super like ultra left, which is progressive. God forgive progressive, right? And the other guy's sort of like, a little bit too close to the center. They both have the energy of wanting to help people try to find the best life they can have. There's an optimism in both of these people, right? Venus, Ocasio-Cortez's Venus is in Sag. So what I'm trying to say is we have availability to really big power right now. And we can there's a lot of power to be had. Let's put it that way. That's what I want to say. But you have to take hold of it, and you have to, and if and people who are hungry for power are going to take over it too. So it's best for us, right, if we take on and take hold of our own autonomy, our own personal power, but with an eye and a heart to working together in order to move through this very difficult time. Denying that it's happening is not going to work, right? And maybe like, well, it's happening, but it scares me to think that we can't be on petrochemicals, like that stuff. USA has the petrodollar, right? So it's like we want to change, but there's also who wants to lose their perceived power, right? Who wants to lose? And we're going through that as individuals, and I think we're going through that as a country as well with the Pluto return. So I know this has been long, and I didn't talk about the flowers, but I felt this probably was like percolating in my brain when I was sleeping last night, because I unfortunately was trying to listen to the Republicans thing, like at night before I went to bed, which I don't do. I'll usually do stuff like that in the morning, but I was curious. I was curious. So that's what's going on. But I'll tell you, I did see a little hope in the Republican Party, and I think its hope was Nikki Haley. And I hate to say it because I don't really like the lady, but it's a symbol, right? Like we have all these, like DeSantis is like this wounded masculine. I have to be super macho and want to kill everybody, like that whole ultra masculine thing that the Republican Party, parts of the Republican Party are dealing with. And then Nikki's saying, hey, look, I'm the suburban mom. Life isn't good here. Now imagine if life isn't good in the suburbs, how terrible it must be, like in the inner city, and where people are given less and are in worse situations, and have less access and even less capability, mostly because of lack of access. I mean, if you don't feed children, if you don't educate them, if you don't invest in them, then you have to put the energy in what you want to create, right? It's the same thing. So, all right, I gotta stop. I'm so sorry. Plus, I'm starving. I gotta eat something. I haven't even had my first cup of coffee, but we have some lovely morning glories here, and this is so sweet. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Maybe I'll make it the picture for the video. But one of my, and I'm sorry I can't remember your name. One of my folks said that she wishes her morning glories had opened, but I'll say these are beautiful, but we usually have like so many, we're pulling them out of things. Although I have to say the woodchucks do love to eat them, so if you have morning glories and you have a woodchuck, you might not ever see them. They like the leaves. They're like some sort of, I don't know, appetizer for some other leaf they're going to eat. Oh my God. So it's been the morning glories haven't been all that fruitful this year so far, but that may change because they tend to do a little better later in the summer. All right, guys. Now I will definitely stop talking. Oh, let's show you. There's King Charles over there. He's just relaxing in the sun. Let's see. There he is. So for me and Charlie, much love, everyone. Have a wonderful day and take hold of your power. The power is there, right? What do you want to put that to? What do you want to create? What do you need to redo? This is a great day, say, if you wanted to like clean out a room or clean out a closet or something that needs to be gone through, looked over, and pulled out and put into the air. This is a good day for that. So, okay, me and Charlie says, we love you. Take care. Namaste.